Bedtime can feel like a real battlefield for neurodivergent child. His pajamas, lights, a million tiny things to get into the sleep mood and not mess it up. For a long time, all night just end up in stress every day until I stumbled this little ritual that made all the difference. I call it the daily check-in routine. It only takes a few minutes, but it helps my daughter and myself to process the day, reset, end the night with calm thoughts and be more prepared for tomorrow. This started as my own journaling habit. I write down a few things to clear my head. Things like what happened today, how do I feel, what I can do better tomorrow. And one night I thought, why not try this together, my child, so this can be a joint activity. So I asked her the same question during our night routine. At first, it was just me trying to bring more calm in the night routine, but over time, something powerful happened. My daily check-in has 6 simple questions. What is the day today? What is the weather like today? What are the feelings that has occurred today? What's the best thing that happened today? What's the worst thing that happened today? What is the one thing to make tomorrow a better day? Date and weather. It sounds super simple, but it anchors us in time and space. It reminds me of what it looks like outside today. It builds awareness and routine. Then comes the feeling check. What are the feelings that occurred today? Notice it's different from how do you feel, because feelings as something that occurs, just like the weather. It comes and goes. And it's not just one type of feeling. There are many of them that occurred throughout the day. At first, my daughter would only say happy or sad. But over time, she learned sometimes it's not sad. It's more worried or anxious. And sometimes it's not just happy. It could be excited. It could be hopeful. It could be connected. It could be grateful. I found naming these feelings gives her the language to describe herself, and it really gives her the power. And it also helps me understand a little bit more what's going on in her daytime at school. Because if you ask her, how's school? You won't get much insight. But by describing the feeling, she actually can relate what leads to that feeling. For example, one night she tells me she's worried and I ask why. She said, I don't like gym. And I know the next day is gym day. So that helps me and herself to realize what was the cause and plan some help to get through it. And then the 4th and 5th question is to highlight the best part and the worst part of the day. It's intentional to have both because it creates the balance. Life isn't just good or bad. It's both. And that's okay. It's factual. We don't have to chill on all the good things or cry over all the bad things. We simply need to recognize them. Sometimes you think you had the worst day ever, terrible day, but this question force you to think through. And no matter how bad the day is, you can always find something, tiny thing that is good for that day. In fact, you don't have a bad day. You have many bad moments. And finally, we ask about tomorrow. The question is, what's the one thing I can do to make tomorrow better? I like it so much because it puts the power back to your own hand. It's not what would happen tomorrow to make it a better day, as if we were just the recipient of the day that happened to us. Instead, we think about it as we can do something different based on what we've learned today to make tomorrow a better day. Oftentimes, the answer is simple. For me, it could be just if I could actually get to the workout session and finish my workout. For my daughter, it could be just if she could win the board game that night. This question sparks reflection, problem solving, and hope. I believe no matter how bad the day is today, there's always a next step forward, and it's up to me to turn it around. The last 3 questions I copied from a super successful entrepreneur, Sharon Srivansa, his night routine questions to help getting better every day. And surprisingly, it not only works for entrepreneurs and adults, it works for kids and neurodivergent kids. For me and my daughter, this little ritual at nighttime not just help us winding down, but also help us connect. Once she said the best thing today was Kitty found Bunny. It didn't make much sense on the surface. And then later I found out Kitty was actually one of her friends, and her friend found the lost bunny toy. So what she's actually saying is she's happy because her friend found her missing toy. That's brilliant. She felt for others and she reflected on it. And for the next day question, I get to have a sense of what matters the most for her at the moment. For example, she will say things like, if I can get to play with puppy a little bit more, if I can sit by my friend at lunch. For neurodivergent kids, processing the day can be messy. The brains are busy, their feelings are intense, and they don't have a good sense of time. And this daily check-in routine creates a safe, predictable space every night. And the kids started to learn all different kinds of feelings and to connect triggers to the emotions, to hold both the good and the bad together, and to carry hope into the next day to feel empowered. These are life skills that build resilience, self-awareness, and confidence. So if you want to try this, keep it simple. Same question every night, and you might have different questions. And over time, it will become a little habit. Let me know how it works in the comments. I'd like to hear from you. If this video helps, you will like Infinite Minds community. It's our neurodivergent parenting support community where we share tips and tricks like this all the time. Check it out in the description. I hope to see you there. As always, thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate you. See you next time.